Alright, welcome back to another video on how to secure yourself financially by reading the beginner guide to financial statement. So I'm just going to jump straight forward to the cash flow statement and to make a quick overview about this. It's a report that shows the company's inflow and outflow of cash in a period of time. While the income statement can tell you whether a company made a profit, a cash flow statement can tell you whether a company is generating cash or generate cash. And it reuses the information from the balance sheets and the income statements. And the bottom line of this cash flow statement is the net increase or decrease in cash, again, over a period of time. So this is generally made of 3 parts, and each part review the cash flow from one of these activities, business activity, the main 3 business activity according to Investopedia, like operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. So I look at the Investopedia here, okay, and I look for the definition of business activity. Business activities. What it is? There you got it, right? The definition of business activity, and well, is any activity a business engaged with the solely purpose to earn a profit. Okay. This might be deviate to another kind of psychological effect of doing that, because it can be pervasive of only seeking profit at exchange of your own health or the health of others or the environment, in other words. But the point here is to understand what is the main definition of the business activity, okay? And also mention where the definition comes from Investopedia, and distinguish the 3 main business operations or activities, right? The definition and the 3 main types. So, which is operating business activity, investing activities, and financing activity, which this is what the cash flow statement from the accounting field analyze. All right, good, because with that, now I look at the operating activities and understand what it does, which after all, it analyzes the net income from the income statement and adjusts for any cash that was used or perceived from operating activities. And to do this, it adjusts the net income for any non-cash items that affect the income statement, such as depreciation and amortization, stock-based compensation, and also it adjusts any cash that was used or perceived from other operating assets and liabilities. So to understand what are these operating assets and liabilities, to understand the main operating assets and liability, so you have is the inventory, accounts receivable, prepay expense, which is expense that you pay in advance to enjoy that or consume that in the near future, such as premium insurance, like health for medical coverage, home vehicles, so to protect these kind of assets from emergency accidents or potential damage. Life, to protect you or the policy or the policy holder in the event of death. Liabilities, such as the lawsuit, disability, that prevent you or to cover you in the case that you suffer some accident that prevent you from work, and home and long-term care like home health care or nurse home care. On the expense, another example of the prepaid expense is rent, marketing, software licensing, office supplies such as ink printer or paper, and maintenance contract. So keep looking at the other operating assets. I find out also, or we have, is the income intangible assets, such as trademarks, which is the symbols or words, sounds that identify unique this company from the competition, patents that provide exclusive right to the makers or the to the makers to manufacturing, distribute, and sell that over a period of time. Copyright, which somewhat similar to patent, but now this is for creator of a original content. Original content. So they can now have the exclusive right to use and distribute their creation. You also have trade secrets, which is the exchange or perhaps also the steal of confidential data to gain competitive advantage. Customer relationship and goodwill, the company's reputations, brand recognitions, and customer loyalty. So moving on the operating assets, I also look at the investment in affiliates, right? So these are investments that a company made to another company to gain some influence but not full control. And they made that to earn a profit on their return. And they made that to earn a profit or to earn a return from the investment, or to gain strategic advantage, right? Now, then I look at several examples like joint ventures, where now it's a partnership between two or more companies to undertake a specific business activity or a project, and each part receive a share of the joint venture. So, for example, you have Crocs and Post Malone, so they they made a joint venture to sell Crocs with Post Malone imprint. Okay, and that was actually very, very successful for them. Okay. Another example is the equity investment. So when a company purchase significant amount of stake of another company stocks, giving the influence and a voice in the company's management decision, in the another company's management decision. An example of this is For example, Elon Musk, but Elon Musk, when he bought Twitter, actually he owns the entire company, and he changed the management decision radically. Okay, but that's something that happened a lot of the time. Most of the time is to make that a company boost in productivity, or uh, just to lay off a lot of people and file that company. Uh, Perhaps because they're doing things that they shouldn't do that. For example, the case of Gawker versus Bolea, okay, which is it was a very sound case, all right. When well, this company, the Gawker, is something that is what journalists talk in room. So it's about gossips and things. Uh, Again, it's what you talk with your inner circle, but you aren't courage enough to talk public. Okay, and because of that, well, they use Bolea, uh, a high profile like the Peter Thiel, right? So Peter Thiel used Bolea to close this business, or to close this media, uh, because they were exposing private data, or things that they don't want to expose, So for example, like Peter Thiel, he was gay, he lived in the closet, and later on they find out that, well, Peter Thiel, yeah, actually admit that, okay, and yeah, so yeah, okay, you're gay, assume that, and now he live happily after that. But in the meantime, he just uh, blow up Gawker with his massive influence and resources. But in any case, okay, this is just an example of the equity investment. Okay, uh, you may say, why this is an example? The whole point of this is to know that when a company or an investor purchase significant amount of stakes in another company's stocks, it can give the opportunity to their voice, or rise its voice on on the management decision. Very important. Equity investment. Then I also look at the liability partnership. Okay. They host now on Cloudflare. Okay. Okay. And why do I have to do that? No, I don't need to. It's like, yes. Mm-hmm. Come on, get in. I don't need to log in. Exactly. Okay. So here in the operating activities, that's right. So when I look at the example of this, well, investment in affiliates is this. Okay. So limited partnership. So a company may invest in a limited partnership that provides a share of ownership and control over the partnership assets and operations. In other words, a company invests in a limited partnership limited partnership that have general and limited partnership. This is used as an investment vehicle most of the time, but it has some trade-off because the limited partners can have influence on the management decision and among other decisions, right? So it is important to know what is this liability or this limited partnership, uh, and what are the most widely used cases, okay, as a vehicle investment, according to ChatGPT, okay? So, yeah, so this is limited partnership. A company invests in a limited partnership that provide a share of ownership, mhm, that provide a share of ownership and control over the partnership assets and operations. Okay, so when this company buy, or when this company invests in a limited liability, or in a limited partnership, it provide a share of ownership and control over the partnership assets and operations. This is important. It provide a share of ownership and control over the partnership assets and operations. So this is something very, very delicate, because after all, you may not want to do that, okay? Especially if you're a limited partnership and a company invests in your LP. So you have to provide a share of ownership and control over your LP assets and operations. There is a trade-off. This is a trade-off. Depend because that investor or company may want, it is honest, brutally honest, open, honest on that. Might be a good fit, but it's important to understand that this is one of the example of affiliate in or investment in affiliates. Okay, investment in affiliate, part of the operating assets. Okay. Very, very important. You also have another example of associates. An associate is a company in which the investor has significant influence but not control, typically through ownership of between 20 and 50% of the voting shares. Associate. So a company invests, okay, an associate is a company in which the investor has significant influence but not control. So when you are in when you associate with someone, okay, it's because you have significant influence but not control, typically through the ownership of 20 to 50, okay, typically through the ownership between 20 and 50% of the voting shares. Okay, between the 20 and 50% of the voting shares. Okay, cool. And then you got subsidiaries. While subsidiaries are typically not classified as an investment in affiliate, they are similar in that a company owns and controlling stake in another company. Okay. So we have here is this 4 example of investment in affiliate. Joint ventures is a partnership between 2 or more companies to undertake a specific business activity or a project where each company shares of the joint venture. I think this is more about competition and undertake a particular business activity. The trade-off here might be from the consumers, okay, whereas the equity investment limited partnership and associate is more relevant to control the management decision of that company. Okay, and also it can impact the consumer. So, in other words, this is what you have here. Okay, so investment in affiliates. Okay. Okay, so investment in affiliate is joint ventures, equity investment, limited partnership, and associate. And after all, we all are talking about is the operating assets. Okay, the other is deferred tax assets and cash and cash equivalents. Example of deferred tax assets. Tax loss carry forward, depreciation and amortization, accrue expense and provisions, deferred revenue, pension and other post-employment benefits. The tax base of pension and other post-employment benefits may differ from their carrying amount due to difference in the tax and accounting rules. The resulting deferred tax assets reflects the tax benefit that will be realized when the benefits are paid out. Note that the recognition of the deferred tax assets depends on the probability of generating sufficient taxable income to use the assets before it expires. If it is unlikely that the company will generate sufficient taxable income, the deferred tax may not be recognized. But this is contextual. If a company generates sufficient taxable income, if it is, okay, it will do this. So pensions is another and other post-employment benefits is part of this deferred tax assets. In Spanish is impuestos de activos diferidos. Okay. Then you have cash and cash equivalents, money market funds. Okay. So here you have is money market funds, which are debt-based financial instruments that invest in bank acceptance, short-term, very short-term debt from banks, the certificate of deposit, saving certificate that bank issue with relatively low maturity or with short maturity. You have commercial papers, unsecured debt issued by corporations, and very short-term debt issued by corporations, repo, repurchase, repo, in money market funds, repo, and the repo market. What is the repo? Yeah, what is the repo market? Repurchase agreement. Okay, repurchase agreement. First things first. What exactly is the repo market? Cash investors, asset management, repo flows, repurchase agreement. Okay. repurchase agreement. Okay, okay. So yeah, that's one of the example of cash and cash equivalent, right? So you have cash on hand, bank deposit, marketable securities, short-term investment that can be easily bought and sold on the open market, such as commercial paper, government bonds, and certificate of deposit, treasury bill, short-term government security issued by the U.S. Department of the Treasury that are used to fund the government operations, commercial paper, money market funds, which it encompasses all of the previous examples of cash and cash equivalent, like commercial paper, treasury bills, marketable securities, bank deposits, and cash on hand. Example of insurance and premiums. Okay. Another thing of the operating asset is because, especially when I look at the investment in affiliates, okay, which are companies, or is a company that invests in another company, okay, with the sole purpose to gain a strategic advantage or to earn a return from investment. So joint ventures talk about is a partnership between two or more companies to undertake a business activity. And when I look at the specific business activity, uh, which is kind of a rabbit hole for me, the business activity, a specific business activity, then I look at the specific business activity that consumers can offer in a consumer to business model. Okay, when our consumers can offer their service to business, whether it's marketing, which is responsible for conducting research, developing marketing strategies. Okay, so conducting a research, developing marketing strategies, creating ads campaign, and manage social media accounts, sales that identify potential customer or sell leads, make sales calls or uh, presentations, reach to some sort of agreement or negotiate contracts and close deals. Then I look at the accounting, which record every financial transactions, create financial reports, managing accounts payable and accounts receivable, and preparing tax return. I also look at the this is the accounting, and then the human research, which uh, is responsible for hire, recruiting and hiring employee, administrating uh, salaries and benefits and payrolls, providing allegedly this is one of the activities of the responsibility that this business activity or this department of any business supposed to do, uh, training and provide employees training and development and handling employees relationship issues or handling conflict employees conflict relationship or handling employee relationship issues. Okay. Then I also look at the operations management, okay, which is developing and implementing production process, managing supply chain, the operation management, okay, managing supply chain, ensuring quality control, and optimizing operational efficiency. So this operations management, okay, uh, okay, this operation management is developing and implementing production process. Okay, operation management is implementing and developing production process or operating management. Managing supply chain, something very important, especially if you want to, for example, guarantee a supply of avocados at a cheap price, right? You can use some procurement process, which is involved in the purchase of large amount of avocado and try to preserve that, or reach to some sort of agreement with that vendor, whether it is whether it is a small business, a brick and mortar, or yeah, whether it's a brick and mortar uh, or large business. Okay, so you can frequently ask avocados to them, right? So instead of you have to store all of this avocado and take care of the preservation of that, you just only constantly ask when you need it. You ask them on demand. This is another way of how you can see yourself as a business and you want to have a constant supply of avocado for your salad, right? Okay. Okay, this is part of the operation management. Okay, developing and implementing production process, managing supply chain, and ensuring quality control of that. Okay, ensuring quality control and optimizing operational efficiency. And when it comes to the information technology, the IT, you have is managing computer networks, developing and implementing software systems, provide technical support, okay, providing technical supports, and ensure data security. Very important here. And ensuring data security. There is a saying in Spanish that en casa de herrero cuchillo de palo, meaning in the blacksmith house, wooden knife. I don't know if that makes sense of you, but in blacksmith house, wooden knife, meaning that even though that you do certain things, or even though that you do a profession and an activity, so often you don't take the measures to counter, you don't have any countermeasures in the case that you need to pass through that activity that you're providing. For example, a blacksmith, right? So when he needs to defend himself, he just got a wooden knife. Oh my God. You know, this is part of the ensuring data security where most people perhaps they don't take their data security seriously, or they don't do any, or they do few actions to secure that until everything is catastrophic. Then you have this customer service, which is responding to customer inquiries, doubts about asking. Okay, so responding to customer inquiries, handling complaints and refunds, Okay, so responding to customer inquiries, handling complaints and refunds, providing technical support, somewhat similar to the IT department, but now the consumer or the customer service, they provide a more user technical support, whereas the IT guys or gals can provide you to a deeper understanding of what happened, a deeper technical support. Okay, technical support, and I will say that this is user support, providing user technical support and ensuring customer satisfaction. So you have is this, right? In customer service, uh, responding to customer inquiries, managing complaints and refunds, providing technical support, and ensuring customer satisfaction. And ensuring customer satisfaction. Then you have the research and development. Yeah, then you have the research and development. Mhm. Research and development. Conducting research to develop new products or improve existing ones, testing product prototypes, and developing intellectual property such as patent or trademark. So I'm going to make a quick recap of these business activities, the specific business activity. Okay, whether it's marketing, so conducting market research, developing uh, marketing strategies, okay? Developing marketing strategies, creating advertising campaigns, managing social media accounts. So this is an overview of the marketing uh, as part of the business, as part of the as part of the specific business activity, marketing. So conducting a market research, developing marketing strategies, creating campaigns ads, and managing social media accounts. Sales is identifies potential customer, prospect, or sale leads, make sales calls or presentations, very very important. Okay, making sales calls or presentations, negotiating contract. Where is this is where I'm going to do this. Okay, so negotiating contracts and closing deals. And closing deals. Then you have is the accounting, which is recording financial transactions, create a financial reports, managing accounts receivables and accounts payable, and preparing tax returns. Human research, recruiting and hiring employees, administering payrolls. And this is very important to mention this word because after all, this is what is used on the business. Okay. So yeah, recruiting and hiring new employees, administering benefits and payrolls. Yeah, administering benefits and payroll. Mhm. Administering benefits and payroll, provide employee training, provide employee training and development. Okay, providing allegedly providing deployment, providing employees training and development, and managing or handling employee relationship issues. On the operating management, we have is developing and implementing production process, managing the supply chain, ensuring quality controls and optimizing operational efficiency, whether it's on the supply or on the production. For example, information technology is the field that I am. That is managing computers networks, develop and implementing software systems, providing technical support, and ensuring data security. The customer service is responding to the customer service is responding to customer inquiries. Okay, customer service is responding to customer inquiries, handling complaints and refunds, providing technical support, and ensuring customer satisfaction. And then you have research and development. So, okay, so the whole point of this is to understand is the operating assets, the most common operating assets. And on another video, we're going to look at the operating liabilities: accounts payable, accrued expense, deferred revenue, income tax payable, short-term borrowings, notes payable, current portion of long-term debt, customer deposits, and warranty obligations. Warranty obligations. These assets and liabilities are related to a company's day-to-day operations and are critical for its performance. Company must manage these assets and liability efficiently to ensure they have the resources they need to operate efficiently. Effectively and efficiently, and meet their financial obligations. So with that, that'll be all for this video. Take care. Bye bye.